Patriots are very comfortable with the style of play that Mac Jones offers. If you go back and look at the last 20 years, when the Patriots had Tom Brady, they played a certain way. And really going back to when it was the start of the dynasty, the early 2000s, Mac Jones reminds me of how the Patriots played with Tom Brady at that point, meaning Tom Brady, his first year as a starter, averaged around 189 passing yards. They leaned on the running game, and the defense played great complementary football and won a lot of close games. I envision this Patriots team being able to do the same. But because Josh McDaniels and some of the other offensive coaches are very comfortable with a playing style that Mac Jones presents to the offense, I think this is going to work out fine. And I do believe the Patriots are a playoff team, and I believe it would have been like that whether it was Cam Newton or Mac Jones.
Bucky, you're too nice. Bucky's gave good analysis there, and was very cogent thoughts without saying what I think he really thinks, which is, I watch a lot of college football. I didn't look at Mac Jones as a no-doubt first-round pick. And of the rookie quarterbacks, if I'm ranking them as far as who can be, hey, he's on a list with Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott and Baker Mayfield. Who can be on that list in an NFL career? Mac Jones is not going to be my first pick, second pick, third pick, maybe not even my fourth pick of the 5 rookie first-rounders. And this is the thing. I know everybody, we're going to talk about the Sixers later in the show and the Ben Simmons trade. And one of the reasons it's hard to trade anyone in the NBA right now is everybody's offseason moves are going to work out great. Everybody loves their team. Just like in the NFL right now, everybody loves their quarterback they just drafted. Oh my God, they're all going to be awesome. But they're never all awesome. And so you have Justin Fields, you have Trey Lance, you have Zach Wilson, you have Trevor Lawrence, and you have Mac Jones. Are they going to be all 5 awesome? Nope. Are 4 of them going to be awesome? Well, that's never happened in a first-round NFL history. Are 3 of them going to be awesome? That has happened. Eli, Rivers, and Big Ben. I would argue Baker, Lamar, and Josh. And, of course, the famous one, Elway, Marino, and Kelly. But 3 is the high watermark. So, Wilds, if Mac Jones, if this is a sign of things to come, we got to start to figure out which of at least the other 2, at least 2 others, are going to stink. Because right now, everybody loves their quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields. I know you're a big Andy Dalton guy, so I guess we can throw Justin Fields out. But still, we got to find another one. My money would be on Mac Jones being one of the 5 to not end up being a great quarterback. Maybe, yeah, could they win 9-10 games this year? Sure. I think they could because of the reasons Bucky laid out. But no, I don't think he's ever going to show up on another list with Patrick Mahomes for the remainder of his career.
Okay, so here's the thing. I think we're viewing quarterbacks totally differently. A lot of times when those great quarterbacks, you draft a quarterback in the first round, are you being drafted to a fantastic organization? Are you being drafted to a team that is sort of has everything in place and is built to succeed? Of course not. Of course not. We've seen tons of quarterbacks who are successful, are drafted into funky organizations and fail, right, Bucky? That is not what has happened with Mac Jones. Mac Jones was drafted to the best organization in football that got even better by spending over $150 million in free agency. So to speak to what Bucky says, Mac Jones is going to win. Mac Jones is going to win games by himself. Mac Jones is also going to benefit from Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels and the offensive line and the defense winning games for him. Let me just read you 3 stats from Cam Newton last year. 12 for 19, 69 yards and a touchdown. Not great. 9 for 18, 84 yards. Not great. 13 for 17, 118 yards. Not great. Bucky, we won all 3 of those games. So the idea that Mac Jones needs to come out and light the world on fire is just not true. We're 7-9 and we're 2 sort of Cam Newton goal line, like sort of stop at Seattle and a fumble in Buffalo from being 9-7. So we're right there. Mac Jones can be good enough to get us to the playoffs.
Man, Wild, I want to take that French class that you take. Oui. All those we's coming from New England.
Well,
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know? You didn't know?
I was saying
I was on practice squad.
When I look at the,
Laugh it up, Wilds.
when I look at the first round quarterbacks, I said it reminds me of Avengers. All these guys have superpowers, with the exception of Mac Jones. He's Iron Man. The suit is his power. And so his superpowers come from Josh McDaniels, the offensive line, and what Bill Belichick does in terms of playing the game, utilizing his defense. If this comes down to a talent competition, Mac Jones is going to lose that evaluation. He's going to lose that competition. But he's smart enough to do it. I will say this. They were playing very simple Simon football with Mac Jones in the preseason. No one wants to say that, but those reads and the throws that he was making were isolation routes and ABC 1, 2, 3 completions. We will see how he performs when they dial it up and the complexity hits.
And Wilds, I know I'm giving you a hard time today. Maybe it's because I accidentally wore a Patriot-colored tie and I'm taking it out on you. But I agree with a lot of what you said. Most quarterbacks do go to a team that, was below 500 the year before they drafted him, that hasn't won a playoff game in a couple years. And by the way, that's the exact team Mac Jones just went to. A team that was sub 500 last year and hasn't won a playoff game since 2018, pardon me. That's the Patriots. I understand that it's the best organization, best coach, all that stuff. Just, rough couple of years. But here's the other, what you're saying is different than what I think the question is. Can the Patriots be a playoff team? Yes. Can they improve on some of their deficiencies from last year? Yes. Can they do that even if Mac Jones is not awesome? I think yes. He just needs to not be terrible. But is this a sign of things to come? I would say the answer to that is no. And I want to ask Bucky a question because I think it annoyed Wilds when I brought it up earlier. I want Bucky's take on it. Bucky, what's the better wide receiver room? Alabama last year or New England this year?
Oh, Alabama last year. Alabama has 4 first-round picks that they've produced over the last 2 years. They are much better than what the New England Patriots present. I think what you get excited about with the Patriots are the tight ends, not the wide receivers. The tight ends, Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, give them an opportunity to get down the middle and make some plays, combined with the fact that I believe they're going to play early 2000s football. Smash mouth in the game like they did way back with Antoine Smith. They're going to win a bunch of 21-17 games, and that's what it's going to look like. But it's not because of Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar and those other guys on the outside.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.